on today's episode of the Do You Belong podcast.
Filipino like culture works.
Yeah.
So it kind of sets you in this middle ground. I do believe that things happen for a reason, but I also think you have control, like you have choice. I think for me, I chose AI because um, it had it it has this creative component, right? Because now you're just saying bullshit, but that's fine. Continue, Oscar, the bully.
No.
You know
Yo,
we're
I'm
just
gonna
on
cut
joke.
this so bad, and I'm gonna bleep it out.
No.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Do You Belong podcast, a talk about life, philosophy, and news between friends who are trying to figure out the age-old question of where do I belong. Welcome back. My name is Oscar Wang, and today we'll be joined by the lovely Hana. So let's get into it. Yeah, today I'm joined by the always beautiful and talented Hannah. Hannah and I met during the open days to our university nearly 2 years ago, and ever since we've been very close friends, I would say. Um, right, right. Um,
Yes, yes.
Hannah studies artificial intelligence in the Netherlands and is a big believer in creative expression. How are you doing, Hannah?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Quite busy these days. Yeah, a lot of university work, I guess, even during summer.
Of course.
Yeah, but
Sadly.
yeah, thanks for making the time to join me today on this podcast. I know we have been talking about this for literally like months.
The longest time. Yeah.
It's been a very long time. We're planning this, and I'm very happy that we can finally do this now. Um, yeah, how do you feel? You feeling good? You
I'm feeling great. Yeah. Nah, to be honest, I feel a little bit nervous. I think the fact that this, I guess, is also your first visual podcast, right?
Yes, yes.
So
Yeah, we're
I
also
think,
recording this
yeah,
podcast for all the listeners. Yeah, it's just something to try out, I guess, right? I mean, it's a
yeah.
different setup, but
I think that's great for you, right?
I mean, as you can see, there's really not much to show in in this room. Unlike Hannah's beautiful, fluffy, how would you call this?
I have more like plushies, I
Ah, yeah,
guess.
plushies,
Like,
right?
yeah.
Um, but yeah, so a bit of a new format and obviously a new personality. Um, and yeah, I always wanted to have you on the podcast because I always felt like we have so many things in common and a lot of things to talk about. But yeah, so to tell us more about like your background, like your upbringing, I guess.
Well, me, I was born in the Philippines, and then I guess when I was around to like 4 or something, I came here, the Netherlands. And yeah, so I pretty much grew up here, and to be honest, I cannot really remember much when I was back in the Philippines, but I am blessed with a family and yeah, a whole Filipino community actually that helped me not forget like my roots and all that. So I feel like I'm very cultured for someone that has been living that long in the Netherlands.
Very cultured, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are some people can like forget their roots, which is not like a problem, but that's all about like upbringing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like if your parents decide not to teach you um your like your third language or your mother's tongue, like
Yeah.
it can be forgotten. And I'm just like blessed with a family that did force me and push me to do that. I'm not saying that I'm the best still like in Tagalog or whatever. I know I have like an accent and all that, but it's still like based on the food I'm comfortable with. And um yeah, so I think for upbringing like cultural That's for me. Besides that, I mean, I ended up here in uni with you, so
Yeah, I mean,
that brings up, yeah,
life is full of surprises, isn't it? No, I'm just joking.
exactly.
So you would consider yourself, I mean, I would consider you a third culture kid, right? So you're born in the Philippines, and then you're you you're brought to the Netherlands, and you grow up here, right? Um, so it's quite, I think it's a quite a unique background, right? And does this have an impact on how you see or how you understand belonging? Like, it must be very different from what other people think of belonging, right? What does belonging mean to you then?
Um, that question, yeah. Belonging for me, I think I feel um like that I belong in places where um I can like grow into the best version of myself. I feel that is with, for me, the people that I love. That includes like my family, of course, and my friends, including you, Oscar, you know.
Nice.
Um, nice. No. And I feel I um just yeah, so like where I f- I can feel that I can like improve myself to like the best version of me.
Mhm.
I think um the people that make you feel um that you can be I can be myself.
Right.
I think I belong to places
So what you're saying
there.
is
Yeah.
like, belonging to you means more that it's the environment that kind of gives you that feeling of belonging.
Yes, I think it is definitely like environment, but also like direction, right? Like I feel if you I mean being comfortable is great, right? But I think belonging should be more than just feeling at peace and all that. I think it should also be a like a place where you feel challenged in some ways.
Hmm.
Um, because yeah, I mean, like for me, I guess in like if you put on like Christian glasses or whatever, I feel like I belong to wherever God directs me to go, and that's just for me. And now I feel that that is with like the people that I love, but also inspire me. So um, yeah, inspire me to be great, and that's yeah. I think also like the question is just so
It,
I feel
it
you cannot like answer that like
it's a
in
very
some
complex
seconds,
question.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why. And it's so different for everyone. But yeah, that's my answer.
No, no.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no correct answer to this, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
this
yeah,
it's
of course,
just to
yeah.
see how you perceive it, and what does it mean
Yeah,
in your life, and through
yeah.
your experiences and your beliefs and values, right?
Mm.
But yeah, like, don't worry, like, there's no correct answer. Like, I'm not gonna be here
No,
like,
I know, I know, I know.
wait,
I
what?
mean,
Like, this is not the
like
belonging I was
judging
thinking of.
me.
Yeah, no, no,
No.
this is
Yeah,
not
yeah.
exactly that. But you kind of reminded me of this one saying, right? There's this saying that everything happens for a reason. Do you
Yeah.
believe in that? Do you think that is true?
I think we had this conversation before. I think
Maybe
it's
we
like
did.
yeah, yeah. I think like maybe in the beginning of our friendship, like we stumbled upon this topic.
Yeah.
Because I think for me, I do believe people, like people come into and go out your life for a reason, things happen for a reason. And then I think you said something in the sense of that, like why people don't have like their own like control over it, or like, I mean, what did what was your opinion on
I
that again?
I am not sure. I've been very up and down with this
Hmm.
belief, to be honest. But it's either, for me, it's either one extreme or the other, right? It's either yes, everything
Yeah.
happens for a reason, and there is higher power that I'm here for a reason.
Mhm.
Everything is happening for a reason, right?
Mhm.
It's for me to find purpose of that event or of that thing happening to me, of that person being in my life, or trying to find meaning behind things that happen to me. Um, so that's one side, and then there's the other side where it's like, no, that's bullshit. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like,
Mhm.
like then you can just blame things happening to your life and not do
Whatever.
anything about it.
No,
So
I think for
yeah,
me it's just that um I do believe that things happen for a reason, but I also think you have control, like you have choice, like you still have choice, but based on that choice, things are gonna happen
yeah.
for a reason. That's kind of like, I guess, where I stand. But
You know what? That's considering my point, that is a very reasonable, I think, point of perspective. Um, okay, and then um, so growing up, I assume you went to Dutch school and you went through the Dutch educational system, right?
yeah,
Uh,
unfortunately. No, I'm kidding.
Unfortunately, wow,
I'm kidding.
controversial. This is gonna be banned on all in the whole of Netherlands.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Um,
canceled.
yeah, is there some truth to this, or was it just a joke? Do you
No,
think
there
like
there's
you,
definitely some truth to this.
yeah,
I think, I mean, you've heard about like the levels, I guess you get when you enter high school, like the MAFO, HAFO, FABO like thing.
okay, yeah, I
Like,
know that there's levels to university. There's like a higher university, then applied science university. So I know on the university level, I know that, but I don't know much about the high school.
okay, if to summarize it real quick, basically, based on your behavior and on your result and also the advice the teacher give you in elementary school, you get a level assigned to you, which is either MAFO, HAFO, FABO, or it can even like go lower to be honest. But those are like the three main ones, like main levels, and based on that level, it is decided how many years you can do in high school, and only FABO can get into university. But I guess for me the problem is, I mean, like I am blessed to have done FABO and can get into like uni,
Mm-hmm.
but there are people who were like, I don't know, like I forgot what age you are done with elementary school. I guess 13.
Yeah, 12, 13
Um,
probably.
yeah, I guess. But you are such like you're basically still a child. Like your behavior can be, like you can be very chaotic or whatever, but still be smart in some sense. But because you were chaotic in that
Wait,
period of your life, and you get judged for like MAFO, for example, but and then like later on you find out that oh, I can actually study, I can like focus, and then they have to do so much more years to get on the same level, like to get into uni, which
mm.
I did much easier in that sense because maybe I was just like a more calm child or whatever. But
Wait a second.
yeah.
So, like, okay, I don't wanna spend too much time on this, but so what you're
Yeah.
saying is when a child is 12 or 13, around this age, right, when they go to high school, the the fact if they get to go to university or not is dependent
Yeah.
on their behavior when they're 12.
Yes, their behavior, but also their results, of course, their grades, and on advice of their teacher. So imagine the teacher doesn't even like you or whatever, or
Wait. There's so many things that don't make sense.
yeah, no, exactly,
How
exactly my point there. Yeah,
so if I'm a kid, like I'm 12 years old and I have no brain, which is most likely the case, and I'm just being a child as I should be, um,
hmm,
my behavior when I'm 12 decides my whole future basically. That is
yeah,
that is
yeah.
insane.
Partly it does decides. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow, okay.
I mean, like they can still be a doctor or whatever, but they need to work harder and longer for
Right, like
to reach
they're
that
put in
level.
a they're like put into like a specific kind of a class in a way, right? And then
Yes. Yeah.
going from this class to another class. Wow, I'm putting this like into capitalist fucking uh, communist rhetoric here. But no, but if you want to jump from like the lower, low class where you have unbehaved kids who don't behave well or who have low scores when they are 12, I mean that doesn't mean anything. Um, and you want to go to a higher one, it takes much more effort, right? That
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
that is insane. That is
Mm-hmm.
wow.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
all right. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back after the announcement that production Oscar is gonna make right now. Thanks for listening so far. If you're also unsure of where you belong and have questions or topics you would like us to talk about, give us a follow and use Spotify's Q&A section to suggest topics and improvements. And if you're watching it on YouTube, make sure to leave us a comment. And if you're enjoying the podcast so far, you can support what we do on buymeacoffee.com/owhy, owhy. But remember, do so only if you want to and you have the means. All right, thanks a lot. Let's get back into it. Okay, so anyways, through this journey, right, you were lucky enough to go to university, and to go to what is it, VDO or something, um, and you keep quite close ties with your Philippine kind of culture, right, and your roots through your family or your
Yeah.
extended family. Um, how do you think your upbringing shaped your identity today?
Shape my identity, my upbringing. Well, I think I was brought up, well, I think I mentioned before, by a very like warm-hearted Filipino um family, but not only family, also environment, church and whatever. Um and being brought into the Netherlands, um I think when I realized like, okay, I am kind of different. That I mean, like I think I already realized like from the day I went to elementary school. Did I tell you like I had like a very strong um accent
Oh
when I
yes, yes, you did tell me.
yes, yeah,
Oh
yeah. So
yes,
I had
that
a
was
very
hilarious. I'm sorry.
yeah,
You
yeah,
told me a funny
okay.
story. You told me
Long
no, you told me the funny story. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, okay, I can say like really quick. Basically I was like people were mocking me because of my accent, and then I went to my teacher to complain, and he didn't understand me. So
This-
that was, guys, you can laugh, it's fine, but that's still like it's so it's in my head, like it's I was so sad. I was like, oh my God, I'm
yeah,
trying to snitch on these guys and he cannot understand me, the reason why they started
I'm
mocking
telling
me
you, the
anyways.
teacher was on it.
Yeah. But okay, so my upbringing, yeah, how it shaped my identity. So, um, I think because like the cultures got mixed up for me, it kind of put me in a um like more like challenged, like in the sense of, if you are Filipina and you are brought up in the Philippines or whatever. I'm not saying that you're not gonna be challenged, but you are gonna be around your people, right? You're gonna be around that comfortable box of people that already know like how you are brought up, right?
Right.
Because Asian
Your
households.
values, right? Your beliefs and all that culture, right?
Yeah. And I think for me, it's just really that I noticed the difference between me and my friends in elementary school and high school, that yeah, my parents are not the same. Yeah, my family are not the same. Like I could like mention stuff of my family and they would think it's weird,
Mm.
and I would for me it would be like normal. So um it kind of shaped me in a sense to be more independent because of my family not understanding how the Netherlands, like how the Dutch culture, how my friends think, but also my friends not understanding the other side of how my Filipino like culture works.
Yeah.
So it kind of sets you in this middle ground, um, where you are, very welcoming, warm-hearted, like um, very like soft, I guess, like from my Asian side, and um more um that I don't want to like label like cultures like that, but
No, but it's your own personal experience,
yeah,
right? That
my
doesn't.
personal experience. Exactly. Don't cancel me. Anyway, continue. Yeah, so it's like a mixture of like being like like warm-hearted and soft like that, and then also like with um like the Dutch culture, I think they are more like independent,
Mm.
and they would it's not like a bad thing or something, but like they I feel like think more like they're themselves like first and then after like others, which is
More,
not like a
yeah,
bad thing, but like
individualistic, right?
yes, yes. But I think in general, like European countries are like that,
Hmm.
like more individualist, and like Asian are more like, oh, family, friends, like they would like put other people before them. And both sides, it's not like a good or bad. It's just like they both have like good things and bad things about them, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. So,
I think you can relate. So,
no, yeah, yeah, I have the very, as I said, like we share a lot of similarities in terms of our upbringing and like the environment we were brought up in. Because I felt exactly the
hmm
same. Like, because you, you have friends and you have, the people around you are of a certain, let's say, culture. And I'm like, we're not trying to say here that everybody from the same culture is exactly the same, right? That's not what we're
yeah,
trying to say.
hmm
But there are shared values. There are shared. Um, I want to even say shared knowledge, like just things
hmm
they, the way they think, right? Um,
yeah,
is different from other cultures, and especially when you take like Western culture versus like Eastern culture, it's the differences cannot be bigger, I would say. Um,
yeah,
and you would go to, for me it was particularly hard because you would go to school, um, or family friends, who are Czech, for example, and you would be a certain way, and then you would go home and be another way, like a totally different
exactly.
way. And when you have problems at school, you can't talk about it. At least how I had it. You didn't really talk about it with my parents because they wouldn't necessarily understand, for example, a lot of the things that I went through because of my differences, let's say. Um,
Yeah,
and yeah, I guess you are indeed in this middle ground where you cannot connect fully to either side, let's say, right?
exactly.
Do you so you would say that having this multiculturalism, right, and being a third culture kid, did would you say that it brought you more strength or challenge in your life?
I I think both, honestly, but if you would say like which one more,
Or maybe
I
even strength through challenge could be.
yeah, no, I was about to say that, yeah, like that's why I think both,
Hmm.
because you are gonna be challenged in a way that like both sides, both worlds, like school, your like European friends and your Asian family, like they don't fully understand you. Um, but because of that, you are kind of forced to like find ways to interact and kind of change yourself. Exactly what you said, like you kind of like change your personality based on the environment, the people you are with,
Mm-hmm.
and then you shape um like this, well, like also not only identity but also even knowledge of like how each side will is gonna respond or is gonna like uh, act upon like your actions and all that. Um, and I think the challenge for me is that you don't really know. Like that's the whole point, basically. That's why I cannot like really put it in words. You don't know. You just are put into this country, into this school, into this family, and you gotta just figure it out. And that's where like the challenge is. And the strength is coming from how you are working with this challenge, like how you come out of this challenge, like challenge number one, like how am I gonna convince my parents to have a sleepover, And then like your right, and then like your strength is
Yeah.
that you know how to conversate like this topic to your parents, like, oh, how am I gonna um challenge number two, like how am I gonna bring like Asian food to lunch and not be like
That's
bullied for it, like how it smells, and
that is such a
then
controversial thing. Like I don't understand.
exactly, and then like your challenge is, like keeping up with it, like, like maybe people are like pinching their nose or whatever, but your strength is now that you have experienced that and know how to be eventually be comfortable with your Asian food. And then later on, you notice that everyone likes it. So
Yeah.
it's, you don't know. That's kind of like why I was like thinking, um, but that's basically it. It's challenges, but it is like, it comes out like in a good way, right? Like you come out stronger. So that's for me. Like it's kind of both. Yeah.
And that's why it's I think us having multiculturalism, like experiencing multiculturalism through our own life and when we were children, right? When we were kids, is very profound and it has a huge impact on belonging. That's why on this podcast we keep talking about, upbringing and cultures and belonging. Because as you said, right, like when you were talking about the lunch thing, right? When you go to lunch and it's a challenge because you are presenting your culture, right? You are presenting yourself as of a different culture than the other people. Um, and then it is you're in your strength to kind of assert this, right? Kind of um, push your heels down, right? Like this is my culture and I will stand by it. But
Yeah. Hmm.
it is not that easy. That's why it is so hard for us to kind of grasp, at least for me personally, to grasp my belonging. Like where do I belong? Because for me, I've been bullied because of where I come from or how I look like or that I'm different,
Hmm.
right? Not just the food or anything else, right? Just because I look different, and that has a big impact on what you feel about yourself and who you are. Because let's say you're at home, right? Before you go to school, you're at home, you're a certain way, and you create this world in your mind, right? Of where you belong, what is home, what is family, what is what is your values and your beliefs, and then you go to school, not even 5 minutes away, and suddenly all of this is just destroyed, or not
Yeah.
destroyed, challenged, right? Being everything is
Hmm.
being challenged, everything is is everything you believed you represented is just bad suddenly, right? I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying everybody who is comes from a different culture just makes you feel like shit. No, but when you're kids, you're kids. It happens. I think
Yeah,
kids don't
it's
like
fine.
other kids who are different, right? It's that
Yeah,
simple.
yeah,
And I'm not blaming anyone, right? But I think it's just a matter of life, and yeah, it has a big impact on your belonging. But as you said, I think over life, become more sure about it, and the more challenges come, the more
yes,
strength you acquire, and thus the more sense of belonging you also kind of get out of it. You kind of know where
exactly,
you are from, know your place, right?
exactly. Mm-hmm.
Have you?
Because
Sorry.
I mean, for you in this example, you belong to this food. Like this is your culture food. So exactly what you said. Like over time, you just have a more sense of belonging because you feel where you are, like what you are part of, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's
yeah.
it's not, and it wasn't like a straightforward thing either, because like I remember when I was a kid, when somebody told me, "Oh, your food smells," I would go home and be mad at my mom, for example, for no reason,
Yeah.
and it would be now that I think of it, like it's horrible. You shouldn't do this because I would tell my mom, "Hey, why don't you make food that is more like Western, for example, right?"
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that's the conflict within you, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the older we become, the more we understand. Um,
Yeah. It's fine. This is
what?
actually fun. This is actually fun. I don't know. It's just like we all always have conversations about like everything, and now it's just like a podcast. It's kind of weird. Like it's kind of like a different environment,
It's
like
like
a
cheating.
different
We're just
setting,
talking
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. This is a normal conversation. We're having lunch right now. It's like
with our
yeah,
Asian
we're at
food.
uni right now. Yes, with ramen.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
it smells amazing. What is that? Let's move on to the next topic. All right. So,
Yes.
as as we all know, you Hannah are have a pretty big following on social media. You're a big star.
Do we all know that?
Yes, we all
Not
know that. You
everyone
you
knows
are very
that.
popular on this podcast. If
Oh,
yes, you are
okay.
as always.
Sure, guys. Mm-hmm.
So you have a pretty strong following on social media, as you where you unleash your creativity. And I want to ask, right? How has technology, especially social media, helped you connect with others who share similar interests and backgrounds as you? Has it facilitated your sense of belonging in any way? Because I mean, we do study artificial intelligence, so
Yeah. Um, well, I first want to mention I don't have that big of a following. Okay, guys. Before like people are gonna search me up and then it's just like, oh, I expected something more.
yeah. I
Okay,
mean, we all
let me
have to
just
stay
put it out there.
humble, but the truths don't lie.
Anyways, um, so how technology and um, social media in general affected my what was it like
Your belonging, your
how
sense of
I
belonging.
connect.
Like, it. I understand. Maybe this question is a bit too like a weirdly phrased, but how what I mean is that, for example, I like photography, right? I do a lot of photography, and
Mm-hmm.
in when I was growing up, and because of being a third culture kid, it was very hard for me to have a sense of belonging, right? I have a sense that I belong
Mm-hmm.
somewhere, that I am something. Um, and I think
Someone.
through someone, yeah, through creativity and through my photography on like Instagram and other social media, um, I kind of created like a personality for myself, and I don't mean
Okay.
like a
Yeah.
celebrity or something, but like something that I can be proud of and something that I can call, hey, this is me. I'm a photographer, right? And
Yeah.
it gave me a sense of
Yeah.
belonging. So I'm wondering if you have something similar, if you feel like that has given you something.
For me, to be honest, social media, did help me in a lot of ways to create um this personality, what you were talking about. But for me, it's kind of different. Like you found what what you want to label yourself as, like a photographer and stuff. And for me, um, I was always into like drawing and all that. I have like I got like this uh drawing tablet like for digital drawing. But after that, to be honest, I kept like wanting more hobbies in a sense, like um that I kind of feel sad to say it out loud, but like I've never really felt like super satisfied with just staying into like one thing of being. And it can be like a problem financially also, because like you buy all that stuff.
Mm.
But I mean like it like works like this, right? Like you scroll through social media and you see someone like embroidering like something, like embroidery. I I bought like like all the embroidery stuff. Like I even like like I I bought like a I'd say that a tote bag, and then made gifts for like my
Mm.
friends
Mm-hmm.
and stuff with embroidery. After that, I see like on social media like I know I saw someone like sewing their own like outfits or whatever,
Yeah.
and like upcycling them. I bought a sewing machine. It just like keeps on going like this. I even bought a kalimba, like the instrument,
Oh my God, you
because
bought a kalimba.
I bought a kalimba.
Oh wow.
Um, I learned songs. Because the thing is, um I feel like every time I am obsessed with something, like watching it, because I kept on watching like those kalimba videos of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
covers of like mostly like anime like covers and stuff, and I was so like mesmerized by it that like I was like, oh, I want that. But it's like every time I want that, I want to do that. And it's like it's a good thing, because I always want to like I want to like experience new stuff, but at this, like you don't get better in just like one thing. You just like want to do everything, and that's like my problem. Like I have all these things for like hobbies, and it's it it's a problem now, I think, for me. But yes, social media. So that is, I guess, the effect
Yeah.
like social media has for me. But besides that, it's also I just get inspired just by other creators, of course. I mean, for now, I think I am sewing a lot, and also other creators inspire me to, I guess, be more comfortable and like show off their creations, because I think I did a lot of stuff, but I don't really uh, show them off like that. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
It's just like it's like a personal thing, right? Like I just like it to keep it for myself.
No,
But
that's nice, you know. Not everything
yeah,
has to be
yeah,
shown, right, to others.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
I can show you my kalimba, but
yo, I
like,
no, I've been wanting a kalimba for so long, cause
right,
yeah, I've been
exactly.
watching those like YouTube videos with kalimbas and dogs, and I was like, gosh, I really want a kalimba and a dog, but maybe a kalimba first. So, yeah, I've been thinking about
I
that a
can
lot.
send you a video of me
Oh my
like
God,
playing the
yeah,
kalimba.
that would be great.
You
Mm,
know,
that would be great.
then you have me and a kalimba together in the video.
Wow,
Perfection. You're welcome.
unresistible.
Right.
Um, yeah, it's yeah. When you were talking about how you can't choose like a thing to do, right? One thing to do like in the long term. I thought about
Yeah.
I thought about the cultures, you know, because we we were brought up and we can't choose a culture, and here we are cannot we can't even choose our hobbies at this point.
I don't know. It's a problem. I
No, no,
swear.
I
It's
know
just
it probably has nothing to do, but I totally
yeah,
understand your struggle because I have
yeah.
something very similar, because
Mm-hmm.
I have it on a grander scale in life. Just I cannot choose one
Yeah.
thing because I don't know.
I was this close to like buying like a whole like nail like starter like nail like
Oh yeah,
gel like yeah, yeah,
I mean I'll be your
it's
first
but
customer,
I
but
didn't do it. I would
don't
love
don't
to be
don't
your
do
nail
it because then
salesperson.
I would be your customer, so that would not end well. So we're gonna introduce a new segment on this podcast where we find a piece of recent world news and ask our guests about their opinion on it. I'm gonna call
Okay.
this segment "Today's News" because I'm very original with my names. Um, so yeah,
Wow.
Hannah. As you know, there's a lot of talk about AI and how it will change everything and replace all humans in the workspace, and everybody's gonna lose their jobs.
Yes.
Um, so
Yes.
there's increasing skepticism of AI being used in fields that are considered more creative, let's say. So a lot of
Mm.
artists are kind of criticizing AI right now that because of its generated content, for example. Um, yeah, I'm just wondering, what do you think about this whole situation? Do you think AI is so destructive in this way, or is there a future for creative work for humans?
I think this is very like an interesting topic. But for me, I think AI art, as they call it, right? Um, it all it all depends, I think, on the input data, right? Because there are AIs that don't like generate stuff. I mean like most AIs, right? It's like inspired like input of like other like um
Other things on the internet, I guess.
they yeah they combine like other like paintings or whatever. But what if AI generate being inspired, so they don't like combine? Because we also had this topic exactly the same thing for law law of artificial intelligence in
Mm-hmm.
school, and we had like the same discussion. Because okay, I think of course as a creator, as us being creators ourselves, like it's kind of controversial, right? Like, oh, we deserve credits or whatever. But I think me personally, AI is also a creator if you look at it, right? Like, I don't know, I'm gonna be bullshit on this, but it is also inspired by other stuff. Okay, maybe it's not like a human brain thinking, but it is, I think it is like the the art of the future, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's amazing. I think it's great. But that's my opinion on it. And maybe because I am in the field of AI myself, but besides that, I'm also
There's a bit of a
a creative.
bias.
I know, but
But
still though.
we're both. As creators, we're still. I also
Yes.
understand, the where the artists, for example, are coming from. But like at the same time,
Yeah.
I don't understand it because like if you take it right, if you take an AI image that is generated, it is
Mm-hmm.
inspired. It is not exactly the same thing as another image. It
Exactly.
doesn't copy it.
Exactly.
It it
Exactly.
takes other images that exist
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
it gets inspired by it and generates something
Yes.
based on that. But
Yes.
so do we as humans. We look at other people, we get inspired, we go to social media, we go to museums, we go to expos or whatever, and you get inspired, and then you're like,
Exactly.
oh, this is a really good idea. This is what we've
Mm-hmm.
been doing for centuries, and nobody gives a
Yeah.
flying f. And suddenly when
But
somebody,
there's
yeah.
yeah, no, you were talking, sorry.
No, all I wanted to say is that the only difference is that it's not someone, it's something. But like,
Yeah.
get used to it. That's the future. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I mean, are you kidding?
No, I'm not. Go on before somebody
Okay.
cancels me.
What I was gonna say is that there's also like a huge whoa, that was really weird. A huge
You,
difference. Okay.
you're like Trump. Huge.
Ignore that. Ignore that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a big difference between a AI that generates paintings by like I don't know, like inputting like 10 paintings or whatever, and AIs that creates art based on, for example, music, right? Like it then generates like a whole different form of art based on what it what it connects to, like I don't know, like harsh sounds or like I know like certain like melodies,
Mm.
right? Then it's a whole different thing. Then I don't think you can like of course you're gonna give credit like, oh, this painting is generated by AI of this song or whatever, right? But then like which artist? Like there's no right? It is AI. That's that is who the artist is.
Yeah.
There's just like a huge difference between the two. Like also you had like I think I saw like on TikTok like this AI that that was like the other way around. Like it generated music
Hmm.
of a certain image or something. Then it's just there is no there is no creator there. It's AI, right?
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of the times the I think frustration comes from the fact that
Mm-hmm.
for somebody to become a musician or for somebody to make videos, it takes a lot of time for them to learn it and to get the gear and to produce
Mm-hmm.
quality music, let's say. And now suddenly
Mm-hmm.
you have machines that can train and create music within seconds without anything,
Mm-hmm.
without resources or anything,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
right now we're saying, okay, I mean, we're a bit skeptical about the skepticism of the artists right now, but at the same time, I also understand like what does that mean for incentive to actually work in the
Yeah.
creative industries, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
if a machine can do it, why would we need anyone else to, to be a
Mm-hmm.
singer or to be, whatever and pay them so much money? That's always the thing, right? Money in the end. Like
Yeah.
who can do it more effectively?
I I think people also fail to realize AI is not gonna stop developing. Like it's not. And I think people are afraid because how booming AI is now and how
Hmm.
like it can generate songs with the voice of Drake or something so well. And but it's not gonna stop developing. AI is only gonna improve because of the previous AI development. It's literally like it's look, it cannot be improved. What it can be is regulated. I think that's just like a really important thing to realize. Like I as I said, like with the courses I've had, like law and AI, um Europe, I think an interesting fact, Europe is actually the first continent that is that is regulating AI that has like a draft, you know.
Hmm.
So because of how AI has been for like the, the past few years and all that. So I think people need to, whoa, people need, oh, then that sounds like
Listen up, guys.
people need, no. I mean, like, I think we sounds better. We need
Yes,
to
communism. Let's go.
accept that. Oscar, are you gonna
sorry,
come on
sorry,
now?
sorry, sorry.
Okay, yes, we need to accept that um AI is here, like we gotta accept like living with it and just regulate it in in a way that we are gonna be comfortable
Hmm.
living with it. It's not gonna stop developing. People just need to like realize that. Okay, I can of course understand like, like their job or whatever, but then again, I don't think the like human brain or whatever, like, okay, I mean, for
You're
you,
digging
like,
a deeper hole right now.
yes, I know, but for you, like, do you think AI can replace like human, like the how us human works, like our brain, like,
um,
right? To a certain extent, yes, right? But also no.
I would say yes on like a cognitive level, but I wouldn't say because I think creativity has a lot to do with emotions and feelings. Um,
Exactly.
and that I have actually no idea about where AI stands right
Exactly.
now because yeah, I'm not very knowledgeable on that aspect.
No, but I think people also fail to realize that art, because artists are afraid that AI is gonna like take over their job or whatever. But I think, okay, AI is great, but a lot of art is loved because of the artist,
Yeah,
because of their background, because of their stories. It's not just what you see or whatever, it's the story behind it. And if the story for AI is just, oh, it generated based on this, okay, great painting or
yeah.
great image or whatever, but what is the story behind it?
What's the
There are
purpose,
so
right? Yeah,
many, exactly, there are so many ridiculous like paintings with one dot or whatever, that sells for so much. AI can make that, and what? AI can also make that,
yeah.
but
We can make
why
that.
is it so valuable? Yeah, we can make that exactly. But why is it so valuable? Because of the people, the person behind it. So
Hmm.
no, AI is not gonna it's not gonna replace your art of it. Or if to be honest, if you're relevant enough, it's not gonna replace your art.
Relevant enough. Oh boy.
I mean, come on. Okay.
Is getting better and better. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I think you
But
bring up a very good.
you get what you
No,
mean.
I totally
Yeah.
understand what you mean. Yeah, and also that
Yeah.
that painting with one dot on it that sold for millions, that was money laundering. That's not the person behind it. Anyways, we move on. Next topic
Oh, well,
is exactly what we were talking about. So um I remember I want to talk about this right with you. Um, You're very creative, and I think the first time we met, we talked about how we like filming videos, um, and we talked about it quite a bit, I think. And then when we first we went out for like a photo shoot, like for
that was
photography.
so fun.
Yeah, that was a really fun time. Um, and I just want to bring up, it's kind of like I'm just trying to show off on the podcast, but not we, you made a video, um, of us drawing in university. And what
Yeah.
was happening basically was that I would draw something, and then you would draw for 15 minutes, and I would draw for 15 minutes, and then we'll pass it back and forth, and we will see what the results are in the end. And it was such a good video. Like I loved it so much that I posted it on my Instagram as well, and it got 60,000 views.
Yeah. Yeah. All because of my editing. So
That is insane. Like none of my,
no, I'm
I
kidding.
swear to God, none of my
Yeah.
videos. I'm not trying to like say anything. Like none of my videos
Yeah.
get any views, and I post one of your videos, the only one,
Yep.
and it gets sixty
Yep.
thousand views. That is insane. That is crazy.
Yeah.
So what I'm asking is, can you share with the audience what the secret sauce is?
The secret sauce. Um, I think really just short clips, and also the AI text to speech like generator thingy
Mm.
also really helps, because then it's not only visuals but it's also sound, and you interact with the you know with the video more.
Yeah, yeah.
And just really need to be fast paced, but
So
yeah,
so fast, short, and somebody talking to you.
I guess. And of course also it needs to be something fun. video, and watching us draw, I guess, and making something really ridiculous is fun, I guess,
You know
for the
what?
people
It
that
is
watched it.
fun, but it's also creating something is always so fascinating. Like you always want to watch till the end and see what's gonna happen.
Mhm.
Like we're just curious, I think, by nature. And when you make it nice and short and make it very interesting, people are gonna stick to the end, and there's gonna be thousands of people watching it. So yeah, there you go.
We should do this again.
Yeah, we should. I've been asking for that, and
Yeah,
once again, we're
thing.
gonna do it like 2 years later, but that's okay.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
um, okay, so maybe I want to ask you like wow, nice lights.
Yeah.
Another question about AI and creativity. So I believe we already had this discussion a little bit before, but did your passion for creativity influence your decision to study AI in any way? Or what was the reason for you studying AI in the first place?
Actually, yeah, like eh, on a very literal, like what I did was I went to this site, which was like a site with all the studies
Hmm.
that you could do. And I literally typed in creative. So
You
that's
typed in
actually funny you asked
creative
that. I
and
typed in
AI popped out?
creative. No, 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 no. That's where I'm getting to,
Okay,
right?
okay, sorry.
So I typed in creative, and then I saw creative technology, and then I was like, oh, I am kind of also like a tech girl, I guess, in some sense. So then I typed in technology, and then like all like the tech kind of studies, popped up, and then I found AI, and I was like, oh, this actually sounds interesting, and that's why I chose it. So yeah,
So,
actually, yeah, literally,
so
I
it
chose
literally,
AI. Yeah, literally, like,
wow, that's,
but yeah. I mean, you had like computer science also, right? And AI.
mm,
And I feel like people that want to study in like the tech field kind of like kind more computer science like more known.
mm-hmm.
But I think for me, I chose AI because um it had it has this creative component, right?
Yeah,
Like not
definitely.
only are you yeah, not only are you like programming or whatever, but it's also like socially, and like you need to be creative, like um problem solving, right? That's creative.
Yeah.
New ideas,
But I think in addition to problem
Um,
solving, it's
yeah.
also like a very new field, right? So
Mm-hmm.
there's
Mm-hmm.
many hidden, well, it's not that new, I guess. It's new in the public, but it's still a
Yeah.
very fast developing field where every person who is in this field can still contribute massively. And that is,
Yeah.
that requires a lot of creative people to come in and
Yeah.
kind of guide what's going to happen. Obviously, knowledgeable people as well, which I don't have yet, but we'll get there. I'm going to get there at least. Um,
Oh, okay.
no, I don't
Sorry.
know. I don't know about your knowledge, but maybe. Wait, that's not what I meant.
Oh, sure.
That's not.
It's
Oh
okay,
God,
Oscar.
that's not what I
Okay,
meant.
y'all can now
No,
see
that's
how
not.
Oscar always bullies me, guys. This is what I have to keep up with every single uni day.
That's
This is the real
that's
Oscar
not what
way.
I meant. That's not
Yes,
what I meant.
cancel him,
What
guys.
I meant is that, like, I'm I'm gonna
Yes.
have to try harder because you're smarter than me and you already know your
What?
shit. So
No, okay. Please continue, because now you're just saying bullshit. But that's fine. Continue, Oscar, the bully.
no, why do you do this to me? Uh,
You know
yo,
we're
I'm
just
gonna
on
cut this
jokes.
so bad and I'm gonna bleep it out.
No.
I'm gonna
Okay.
bleep it out. Yeah,
No.
you're just gonna hear beep, and it's just gonna come to this point. Um,
Oscar is the
I'm gonna bleep that out as well. So Yeah, so unfortunately, I think we have to end this podcast because it's been
Oh,
to unknowns to us. It's been already an
oh,
hour.
that's crazy.
Somebody's gotta keep the eye on the time. But here on the podcast, we like to end the podcast with a few rapid fire questions.
Fire
Where
question.
yes, where you either answer the question or you pass. Depends on you. But the point is to answer quickly. Okay?
Wait, is it like yes and no, or no questions or
Well,
what?
it's just general questions, but you have to answer as quickly as
Okay.
possible, and basically the first thing that
Not
comes up
within
to your
this.
mind. Okay? And
Okay.
if you say something embarrassing, we will not bleep it, so it's gonna be there forever. All right. So are you ready for the question?
Great.
Questions, not
Yeah.
question. All right. First question.
Okay.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Really? Okay. First impression of Oscar.
Great. Smart. Friendly.
Oh,
Awesome.
okay. First, okay,
Humble.
okay.
King.
Oh, thank you. Wow, this is. You know what? We should continue this podcast. Actually,
Bleep
no,
that out. Oh, okay.
no, no.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for all those very nice impressions. One skill you wish you had mastered by now.
Drawing better.
Okay. Does Hoofddorp mean head village?
No.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years I will be, sorry, wait. 26.
Math is hard.
Graduated. I'm sorry. Okay, graduated. It girl, queen, boss. No, I'm kidding. That wasn't quick,
Did you have a
but
seizure? What happened?
okay, no. Okay, wait. Graduated with a cat and a cute apartment.
Graduate with karaoke. Okay, all right, that's cool enough. Um, Barbie or Oppenheimer?
Barbie.
Okay, are you gonna go watch Barbie?
I am actually, but Oppenheimer is also very interesting, of course. But no, Barbie. Barbie gal.
I'm going to watch Barbie on Wednesday. It's gonna be great.
Cute. With who?
With
Don't say you're going alone, Oscar.
no, I would never go alone to see Barbie.
Okay.
With my friend.
Okay.
Um, and the last question. Here you can think a bit longer, of course. But the question is, do you have
Yes.
any advice for third culture kids? As both of us
Oh,
are third culture kids, what advice would you give to others who are navigating the complexities of this multicultural identity issue?
I think um I think to like accept who you are in all senses. So not only like from one side or another, like embrace like every culture, and then just learn to balance all of it, to be honest. So that's my advice.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Hannah. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you had a good time. And I hope you come again
I had
because
a great time.
we have many other things to talk about.
I will definitely come back if you pay me this time.
Hey, okay, we'll talk about that. I'll bleep that out. Um, Thanks for joining, and thanks everyone for listening to this week's podcast. And we'll see you next time. Hopefully, with Hannah again. Bye.
Bye bye. Like, why is your microphone in front of your face? That's unfair. You want me to talk like this also? That's unfair. That is unfair.
But
I
that's
should.
just how I like to, I like to be nice and close to the audience. Oh, hey Hannah,
Okay,
you're
well,
looking
I
great today.
thank you. Come
Yeah.
on now. Just a little cheek, a little bit of yeah. Yes. Yes, this is what we
Like,
this is what the people want.
this
You
is
need
not
to
what the
give
people want.
what the people want.
Literally nobody asked
Oscar,
for
come
this.
on now.
Nobody asked for
Yeah,
this.
this yes, I did. And isn't it important that I ask for it? Oscar, don't you want to give what I want?